Hello everyone, welcome back to RS Academy. Today we will be seeing MCQ session for body fluid and circulation. So come let's get started. Now what is first question? Person with AB blood group are called as universal recipient because they have AB blood group has both A and B antigens on RBCs but no anti-A or anti-B antibodies in plasma, right? So they can receive blood from all A, B, O groups safely. So what is the answer? Absence of antibodies anti-A and anti-B in plasma. Okay. Now the second question. Which enzyme converts inactive fibrinogen into fibrin? During blood clotting, we know that thrombin converts soluble fibrinogen into fibrin. What is fibrin? Insoluble fibrin threads. So these fibrin threads forms the clot meshwork. And these meshwork will trap RBCs and platelets from moving out. Okay. Serum differs from blood in. So serum is plasma without clotting factors like fibrinogen. And it still contains antibodies, albumin and globulins. So what is the answer? I have already told you the answer. It contains antibodies, albumin and globulin, but it lacks clotting factor. Okay. Now, erythropoiesis starts in adults, RBC production mainly occurs in red bone marrow. So the hormone erythropoietin from kidney stimulates this process. So what is the answer? Kidney. Okay. And adult human RBCs are enucleate because we already studied that RBCs are better because of their shape and they lack nucleus so that they can carry more amount of oxygen as well as they can squeeze themselves when they travel into the blood vessels. So what is the answer? All internal space is available for oxygen transport and this increases oxygen carrying efficiency of RBCs. Reduction in which blood cells causes clotting disorder and excessive blood loss. What is the answer? Thrombocyte or platelets that helps in blood clotting. So low platelet count can lead to uncontrolled bleeding. Okay. Now, blood group AB we know that it has both A and B antigens on RBCs, but lack anti-A and anti-B antibodies in the plasma. So what is the answer? No antibody. Okay. Now the eighth question. Carbonic anhydrase occurs in RBC. Okay. Why? Because carbonic anhydrase is an enzyme that is present inside RBC and it helps in rapid transport of carbon dioxide inside the blood. And that is why due to the reaction, carbonic anhydrase is produced. Okay. Which of the following is an agranulocyte? Option C. Because lymphocytes do not contain cytoplasmic granules, so they are called as agranulocyte. Neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils are granulocytes. Okay. Now, vitamin K is required for what? So, vitamin K is essential for synthesis of clotting factor, including prothrombin in the liver. So, deficiency may lead to delaying in clotting. So, what is the answer? Synthesis of prothrombin. Cells formed in bone marrow include RBCs and leukocytes because bone marrow is a site of hematopoiesis and it produces RBCs, many WBCs along with the platelets. Okay. Components of blood responsible for producing antibodies is lymphocyte. Mainly, the lymphocyte produces antibodies as a part of human response because they provide specific immunity against pathogens. Okay. Now, what is the 13th question? Okay. So, compared to blood, lymph contains lymphocytes but lack RBCs. But protein concentration is also lower than the blood plasma. So, answer more WBCs and no RBCs. Okay. And which statement is true for lymph? Option B, because we just now studied that lymph resembles blood plasma but contains fewer proteins and no RBCs. So it mainly carries lymphocytes. So blood doesn't have RBCs and some proteins. Okay. The lymph serves to, okay. So the lymphatic vessel collect excess tissue fluid and return it to the bloodstream, and this prevents tissue swelling. So what is the answer? Return interstitial fluid to the blood. And 16th question. Lymph differs from blood in possessing, they have WBCs, yes. No more RBCs and no RBCs also. So what is the answer? A. P wave in ECG represents the depolarization of atria, because P wave is produced when atria depolarize before atrial contraction, and it is the first small wave in ECG. Okay. And T wave in ECG represents repolarization of ventricles. Okay, so T wave corresponds to recovery or repolarization of ventricles. It occurs after ventricular contraction. Okay, now here we have got the value of cardiac output 5 liter and EDV as 100 ml and ESV as 50 ml. Now what we have to calculate? Heart rate. We know the formula of cardiac output, that is stroke volume into heart rate, right? So we have to first calculate the stroke volume. What is the formula of calculating the stroke volume? EDV minus ESV. So what is 100 minus 50? That is 50. So the stroke volume is 50. Now CO is equal to 50 into heart rate. That is what we have to find. But we have the value of cardiac output, that is 5000. So 5000 is equal to 50 into heart rate, and heart rate is equal to 5000 divided by 50. What is the answer that we get? 100. Is that there in the option? Yes, option D. Okay. Now, tricuspid wall present between, the tricuspid walls guards the opening between right atrium and right ventricle. It also prevents the backflow during the ventricular systole. So what is the answer? Right atrium and right ventricle, option C. Now bicuspid wall is present between what? Left atrium and left ventricle. Okay, and also it prevents backflow into the atrium. Semilunar wall are found between the right ventricle and pulmonary artery, because semilunar walls are located at the base of the pulmonary artery and aorta, and they prevent backflow into the ventricles. Okay, yes. And the problem due to RH incompatibility arises when? During the pregnancy and also during the transfusion. Okay, now what is the answer? Both A and C, because RH incompatibility can occur during mismatched blood transfusion or RH negative mother carrying RH positive fetus. Okay, now which of the following is not the main function of the lymph gland? What is the answer? Option A, because lymph nodes mainly produce lymphocytes and antibodies and help destroy the pathogens, and RBC formation occurs in the bone marrow and not in the lymph gland. So students, with this I'll be completing the MCQ session of this chapter. See you on the next video. Please do subscribe and support my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Take care.